Hey Jeremy, uh, how's it going, man?
Hey Tyler, how are you?
Yeah, I thought a bunch of other motorcycle enthusiasts out there would enjoy doing a little catch up since so many of us are like you are, as you said, stuck in your shop, and I go between here. I'm in my office at Lowbrow, but based between here and home, and thought we would just kind of catch up. It's been a while since I talked to you. I haven't seen your face in a good while, and see what you're up to. Get people to know you a little better. I wanted to ask you some questions about your family, your shop, some bikes you're building, and anything interesting you got going on. I guess maybe start with just who you are, where you're at, where you're sitting right now, what part of the country, and what building you're in.
I'm Jeremy Cupp of LC Fabrications. From we're in Virginia, Western Virginia. I don't know. I'm sitting here in my shop right now. Pretty much my home. The shop is actually an old movie theater. It was built in 1947, and I bought this place, I don't know, 5 years ago or something, and did a whole lot of work in there to change it to a shop. But
yeah, very cool. And so I don't know, people out there probably know you from your brand LC Fabrications, from parts. I think your parts were the first ones I started selling at Lowbrow. I think I've been working together a long time. What do you do there in your shop? I mean, share a little info for people maybe who don't know LC Fab or don't know you. What do you specialize in over there?
Well, I guess, really LC Fab for years was a nights and weekends kind of thing. I worked as a machinist at another shop, and they let me use their equipment nights and weekends. Bike building turned expensive, so I started making some parts of my own.
Yeah.
That was about the time you and I met.
Yep.
Fast forward 15 years, and 2 years ago, actually, I bought the shop. Bought my own CNC equipment, and left work and went full time at it. So, I spend the majority of my time, I guess, my work hours. Either making LC Fab products, or I'm now doing a few industrial things, mostly motorcycle related products for quite a few other people. Lowbrow is
Yep.
one of the larger ones, and actually quite a few of Lowbrow's other vendors too.
Cool.
And then I try to kick off 5 or 6 in the evening sometimes, and work on motorcycles after that if I still feel like being here.
I know from our text messages, I'm pretty sure you're always at the shop. So.
Yeah, I've gotten into bicycles in the last few years, so every now and then, being your own boss is kind of cool. Every now and then, I'll just throw it all out the door and go ride bicycles. So.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I ride bicycles all the freaking time. I love, and I see your rides and stuff on Strava, and it blows me away because where you live in the mountains and everything, I feel like I'd die on one of the rides you're doing with your family.
The place is, it's definitely awesome. I've gotten to travel around a little bit with all this motorcycle mess. Yeah, I always want to come back here. So.
Yeah, beautiful. What by the way, we absolutely, as you know, love having you do make parts for Lowbrow. So some of the stuff that Lowbrow sells is machined by Jeremy and company there, and the quality's the best. He understands. I mean, he's a motorcycle guy, so it's the best because you understand what the parts are, what we're trying to do, and the quality's second to none. So we're stoked to have you as a supplier for us, as an asset. Because you've been doing it a long time, and it's clear that you have passion for what you do. I actually something I think is real interesting, and I think other people will. What can you say in just regards to like maybe how you bring your family and your kids into your passion and what you do for a living?
Well, I mean, I guess honestly, my vision for the whole thing has sort of always been, I don't give handouts to my kids, but I'd like to, give them the knowledge they need, the tools they need, so when I'm dead and gone, they can carry on. And the business, it's been really cool because now I've got the opportunity to, actually leave them something useful behind, rather than fighting over who's going to get my guns when I'm dead. Now they have, this that will, hopefully carry on.
Yeah.
I don't know if Emmi did the Triumphs that you guys featured on your
Yeah.
website. She's been hanging out, but she's my right hand man lately, and she's already planning to take over the shop. So
she's planning for your demise already.
Yeah.
As a father, I mean, as a father myself, man, I'm stoked for you because you must be so proud. It's got to be.
It's awesome. There's been a lot of times through the years, and you're like, what am I doing this for? Why don't I go ride bicycles?
Yeah.
Now that it's starting to come around, you realize what I'm doing it for. So
yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah, her Emmi's Triumph, which we've got coverage on our blog, amazing bike. And one of the favorite comments I saw on it when we posted that blog up and we're kind of sharing it on our Instagram and stuff was someone, I don't know who it was, but tagged their buddy on one of the photos of Emmi working on her bike. And he was like, hey dude, just remember this next time you think you're a badass for changing your own oil, because there's your, 15, 16-year-old daughter, fabricating a killer bike, making the tank and everything else, building the engine, super cool. And so it was clear from the comments and everything that a lot of people found that inspirational. So yeah, I know you are super proud. That's really cool. So bike, as far as bike building, why don't you share maybe even what are some of your favorite bikes that you've built or things you're really proud of? Maybe awards or recognition you've got from it, or just stuff that even if no one else has seen it, that just stuff that you're really proud of that you've been able to make a reality.
As far as the bike building, and the success that's kind of went along with it there. I don't know, 7 for sure would be, my favorite bike. That's this is a Buell Ducati mix-up speedway bike that I did a few years back. That thing pretty much won every event that I went to, and it actually wound up in the Haas Museum in Texas, which coincidentally paid for the shop that you're looking at back here.
Yeah.
So, for the first time in my life, I made a profit on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Lots of those, lots of pats on the back and big fancy trophies and Kevin Dunworth told me one time that I'm respected by those who are respected, and that was like a huge, to me that was, pretty big deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That your bike 7 blew me away when I first saw it. Holy crap! When I asked you to do some machining for some of my race bike engine stuff, I knew you were the guy because you built 7. So the silly stuff I was asking you to do would be easy. Looking at 7, looking at the engine and all the work that went into it was just like made me exhausted even just trying to think about it, let alone do the task. And I think you had that at the first Field Cleveland. Which was awesome to see it in person and to share it, up here in Ohio with a whole crew of people who probably only saw it on the internet before that, if or hadn't seen it yet. So pretty neat.
Yeah, that was actually to date one of my favorite events. Still, especially first year thing, and it turned out to be like huge, and I was really impressed with the way the whole thing went down. So. Yeah,
thanks. Me and Jesse and Mikey, it was like that feeling, you're gonna throw a party and you hope someone shows up, and that was a killer. It was a killer time. This year we didn't do it obviously because of COVID, or 2020 we didn't do it because of COVID. We're hoping to do it this year. We'll see, but trying to keep that same vibe. But it's getting bigger. A lot more people come and all that stuff. But I love being able to bring in bikes from all over the place here to the Midwest. And again, it just lets people, not only in Ohio, but we get people from all over the place, see bikes that they only would get to see maybe at maybe Daytona or Born Free or Sturgis or some bigger shows, and a lot of people can't make it out to those. So it feels pretty good to bring people to our hometown of Cleveland, and people like yourself, putting in that time and energy to bring the bikes out, show them off. Much appreciated. So hopefully we'll get to do it again this year. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so lately I see you've been working on a new project. Can you, I think an after hours bike that you're putting together, can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, it's actually a 25 Indian Chief. I got it through a friend of mine who's not around anymore a few years back, and I don't know. I've been eyeballing it over in the corner, but I've been so busy, like I say, going out on my own with the business.
Sure.
And, been so normally this is the time of year when things start to slow up just a little bit, for me anyways. And so once that happens, I try to build a bike through the winter. Yeah, I guess initially I thought that I wanted to do something to go down to the Sons of Speed thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, immediately on the table, I'm getting carried away already, so it's going to be another one of those Bud Jewelry art project things. I might still take down and ride it on the track, but it's not going to be fast. So.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I've seen just some tidbits you've shared, and yeah, it looks pretty intense already. It looks cool. So.
It's been a few years since I've really, done one up super fancy. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Awesome. Awesome. How about your sidecar bike? We can see a glimpse of there in the background. What's the story with that bike?
That one actually, I knocked that back and forth for 3 or 4 years. It was supposed to be my shop truck, because with LC Fab, and we're a small family business. For years I would make the parts at night and take them at home, and me and the wife would sit in the living room and assemble the parts and package them right there. And long story short, I always had to drive my truck because I had to haul something everywhere I went. So the sidecar was the answer to that. And I finally got it done back, I don't know, early this spring, I think.
Yeah. Well, you get much use out of it yet?
I didn't want to. I wound up not using it as much as I thought I did.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Pretty days and joy rides, and I'd throw Emmi in it and we'd go take off and take a spin on it.
Yeah.
It's I really like it, but it's weird. It's not like riding a motorcycle at all.
Sure.
So it's I don't know.
I've been wanting a sidecar for one of my bikes for a while, just to like ride the kids around and just for fun. I've never had one, and of course it's like any other, the whole thing that if you haven't had one, you need one. When it comes to motorcycles, I like them as a tool, but it takes up a lot of garage space and all that stuff too. So I've been on the fence about it. But I'd love to cruise around with the kids and throw them in the sidecar. Sounds like a good blast.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun for sure. It's one of those things too. It's a lot of fun for a couple of weeks, and it's like that's a whole lot of bike sitting in the way.
Yeah. I feel it. So what else do you have? What do you have in the works for LC Fab? Any big plans for 2021 as far as the business or personal, or what do you what's exciting you at the moment for the future?
I've kind of drug my feet on LC Fab back years ago. Kind of fell together on its own. The products I had are they're getting a little older now, and I hadn't had to push it as of now. It just orders keep coming, people keep buying what I've always made, and things are great. But I feel like I'm getting to the point where I need to maybe build the brand bigger. More products. I've got my own shop now, and plenty of time. I don't have to sneak it in at night.
Yep.
And that was always a big hindrance. And so yeah, assuming I can stay focused and not just build cool motorcycles.
And ride bicycles.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to. I've got quite a few products, and like apparel line.
Awesome.
I've got computer savvy kids who can, maybe help me out with marketing.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm excited for them, and I'm sure we have a ton of people watching this video who will be excited to see what comes out of your brain and out of your hands and onto their motorcycles all over the world. So cool, man. I hope you pump out a bunch of cool new designs. I know the designs are there in your head. You just need to actually, take the time to get them done aside from all the other work. Cool. Well, hopefully I'll be seeing you later this year if we do feel Cleveland and you're up for it. We'll see how that all goes. Otherwise, we'll touch base and maybe get an update later in the year from you, see what you're working on. And we definitely want to see the Indian when it's all done and share that with everyone as well. So anything else you want to share with any viewers watching this video? Anywhere you want to say, where they can check out your work? What website, Instagram, any of that stuff?
Well, Instagram, you can give me just, LC Fabrications. And of course, my website is www.lcfab.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the roads, on the twisty roads around there, they might see you cruising around otherwise. But yeah, well, I urge everyone to check out Jeremy's site and follow him on Instagram and see some of the cool stuff he's working on and what his kids are working on. Some really cool custom motorcycle stuff happening. And thanks for watching, everyone. And if you've got other questions for Jeremy, post in the comments and such, and try and get some answers for you. All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate the time.
Awesome, Tyler. Thank you.
Yeah.